Hello, and welcome back to Gimbal's Tip of the Week, where we provide you practical suggestions on how you can build a more profitable and productive law practice. And no, you definitely don't need to be an attorney to benefit from our tips. They're designed to help everyone working in the legal profession. I'm Karen Dunskinner. Last week, David gave you everything you need to know to get started managing your legal matters with a simple Kanban or matter management board. If you missed it, there's a link in the show notes below. Today, we're talking about writing again. Back in 2013, I wrote a blog post called Don't Write Off, Write Better, Why Good Legal Writing is Lean. And recently I set out a quick tip on the best book I've found on legal writing. That's Theodore Blumberg's The 7 Deadly Sins of Legal Writing, and it's about $7.95 on Amazon, best $7.95 you'll spend. In our business, we talk a lot about value and waste. I keep coming back to writing because bad writing is a huge waste in law. According to Harvard Business Review, over 80% of people said they waste a huge amount of time on badly written material. Too long, unclear, filled with jargon. In law, poor writing causes defects and delays. It fills our inboxes, it wastes our time on turns of documents. And for more on waste, I suggest you take a look at our recent blog series on waste in law. I'll link to it below, along with our free 8 Waste workbook. On the other hand, good legal writing adds value. It requires less rework. It takes less time to read and produce. And most importantly, it communicates your message accurately to clients and colleagues, clearly and concisely. And that last sentence includes most of what I call the 5 C's of good writing: communication, common errors, avoiding them. That is clarity, concision, and correction. Communication is a lot of what we do in law. And one key to successful communication is knowing your audience and then writing for that audience. Let's say you're writing an email to a client. For that email to be successful, it has to get opened. If you don't know your audience and you write your subject line and your content with that audience in mind, your email, it's going to fail. You're going to miss them. They won't open your message. So whenever you sit down to write an email, and I mean this every single time you sit down to write an email, ask yourself, who am I writing for and why? So who am I writing for? Ask yourself things like, do they need some sort of special information? Are they extremely busy and therefore maybe they're only going to respond to really short emails with simple demands, simple demands that are immediately clear in the subject line? Does your recipient need a particular vocabulary? For example, you might not use the same explanation for a client as you'd send to opposing counsel. So then the question of why are you writing them? This is all about figuring out what you need them to do with your message. Have you given them a clear call to action? Say, please let me know by 3 p.m. today, instead of just let me know. Have you constructed your message with everything that your recipient needs to give you what you want? If you're asking for an appointment, have you given them a time or some available options? If you need a response, have you told them, please respond by? So ask yourself always, every single time, who am I writing for and why? I could talk for ages about legal writing, and I did in a recent interview, which is linked to below. Instead, I'm just going to do more quick tips here and on the blog from time to time. And one of my projects for the next year is converting my existing live writing course into a compelling online course. In the meantime, I want you to think about writing in the context of waste. Are you writing in a way that really adds value? Or is your writing wasting time and resources, whether that's your time or your client's time or any recipient? So that's it for this week. Join us next week for more on how you can build a more profitable and productive law practice. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and maybe add a comment below or ask us a question. We will definitely get back to you. And here's my bonus tip for the day. Remember, most people are reading your email in a viewing pane on their phone. At most, they're only going to see the first few lines. So if you want to ask them something, you put that ask right up front. And don't forget to download your free 8 Waste workbook so you can identify all the wastes that are killing your practice, as well as the poor writing one. And if you want information like this once a week, you can sign up below so you never miss one of our tip of the week. So thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next week.